this is the solution to the wooden cube puzzle. In this case, it's a Kingao bamboo puzzle. In order to understand how to assemble it, you have to understand how to take it apart. And what you have to do is find the center unlocking pin by pushing on these squares, and there we found it right there. And then this comes out, and this is the center locking pin with a slot in it. And this is a block that's double notched. That comes out, and then the main locking pin comes out. I like to turn this over at this point because everything tends to slide down here when I do that, and then that allows this next pin here to drop out right there. That's the secondary locking pin, and that locks in the second block with 2 notches in it. Now we take out the center tab spanners that hold it together, one on one side, one on the other, like that, and then rotate it so that we can take off the top H block with the slot up like that. That reveals these 2 C-shaped spanners, one on the top, and these 2 blocks here. They have a single notch in them, and then that shows us this lower spanner, and then finally the lower H block. That's how it comes apart, and we reassemble it basically by doing the same thing. We start by taking the lower spanner and putting it in place, and then we take the single notch blocks, which tend to want to slide back and forth, and that becomes an issue as we work, one on both sides, and then we lock those in place with the upper C-shaped spanner. And then to complete the first row, we take the upper H block with a slot in it. The slot goes right over the C spanner. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these blocks tend to want to slide back and forth, so I try to keep those from sliding by compressing it this way and holding it in place so that I can turn the block up this way. With the block in this position, I can put in the 2 tab spanners. These are the E spanners, and they lock right into that center channel crossways to the C spanner. And then I take the other E spanner with a tab and I put it on the other side like this, and then we're in pretty good shape. Now what happens here is, notice that this upper block wants to slide down. We like to encourage that at this point, and so keeping everything together, we sort of push the original 2 C blocks or C spanners down, and that opens up this channel. In that channel, we put this secondary locking block with the small tab going from right to left like this, and that tab will lock in the double notch block on the other side. We put that in with the cross member down like that. Like that. Now, notice that everything wants to go down again. So now what I do is I hold everything in place and just rotate this over, and we let gravity do its thing for us and make sure everything's in place. And then what we have here is another channel that gets opened up here, and that's where the kingpin or the primary locking block goes in, and then the final double notch block with a crossbar down. Looks like a crowbar, a crossbow, and that just slides in like that, and there's the final assembly.